I don't know why it throws people off that I have tattoos, as they're usually visible in my videos, but alas, I have people that are like, whoa, I didn't know you had tattoos, so we're gonna do a little tattoo tour.
Ooh yeah, gonna look at Sam's tattoos, gonna look at all his tattoos and see, and he's gonna tell us what they mean.
Which is why I'm wearing my Space Jam jersey from 1996. It's the only sleeveless shirt that I have, and I feel like this would be easier than rolling up my sleeve and whatnot. So that's why I'm wearing this. Please ignore my pasty arms. I don't like going outside. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna start with the top of the arm, just make our way down, talk about each tattoo, why I got them, what the special meaning is, if any. But before we get started, I'd just like to thank YouTube for sending me this special plaque, presented to Sam Khan for passing 1,608 subscribers. This is really awesome. I can't wait to hang this up. All right, tattoo number 1. We got Sam I Am. I'm gonna use the little viewfinder so I can focus on it. Sam I Am. I got this when I was 19 years old. This was my very first tattoo. I was told to put it on my shoulder because this is like the least sensitive spot. This one is funny. I didn't tell anyone I was getting a tattoo. I just went to this tattoo shop and I was like, I want Sam I Am right here. And I made a deposit, and I put the deposit slip in the center console of our like family car. And my dad found it, and he confronted me, and he tried to talk me out of it. He's like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. They're addictive. Once you start, you're gonna have a whole bunch of tattoos, and you don't want that. You don't want to get a tattoo. You'll never get a job. No one's gonna hire you." And then my mom got involved, and it was, trying to talk me out of it. It's, what's next? You gonna get a piercing? Ooh, like, what if I did? I didn't, but what if I did? And then after it healed, they always wanted to show it off to like their friends for some reason. Like we would be out to dinner, and they'd be like, "Oh, did you hear Sam got a tattoo? Yeah, go on, Sam. Show him your tattoo." And it was like, are you trying to embarrass me? Like, first of all, I'm wearing a shirt. It covers my tattoo. No one would have ever known I even had it. And then second, like, are you shaming me? Like, what's the problem? But yeah, I feel like for a first tattoo, this is extremely non-threatening. This isn't vulgar or anything. There's nothing. It's Sam I Am. It's from a children's book. And like, I don't know if Dr. Seuss, if he's a piece of shit or not. Some people say he was, others say he wasn't. I mean, it's too late now. I already got the tattoo, so. Tattoo number 2 is a vine going around my bicep with roses representing my siblings. I have a pink rose for my sister Dana, a blue rose for my brother Matt, and then a white rose for my brother Eric, who passed away when he was a baby. And then another blue rose for my brother Ben. And the last blue rose is for my brother Nate. I didn't forget you, Nate. I did for a second. I'm sorry. But yeah, this one I wanted to keep kind of high up too, so I could hide with my shirt. I didn't really have any plan for anything. I wasn't like gonna do like a sleeve going down. I just was like, oh, Sam I Am? Fine. But then about a year later, Daddy was right. And they are kind of addictive, and you do want to get more, and I did want to get more. So I was watching MTV, and Method Man was on. I don't remember the show. It might have been like MTV Cribs or something, but he had this tattoo, which is death going that way, and then life going that way. This is the one tattoo that I regret getting. And mind you, I was only 20, all right? Our brains don't fully develop until we're 25. Some might say that mine is still developing. But regardless, I saw Method Man and I was like, holy God, I want that tattoo right now. And that's what I did. I got in my car and I drove over to the tattoo shop and I was like, I want this tattoo of life and death. But yeah, I was working at a Stater Brothers. I was a cart boy. So I was making the big bucks and I put a down payment right then and there. And I was like, I will see you next week to get this permanently on my body. And that's what I did. And now it's here. And now it's on my body. This was another shame tattoo that my parents loved to show off for their friends, especially my mom. She would like grab my arm and be like, here, look at his tattoo. See what it says? Yeah, it says death. Yeah, but wait. And then she would like yank my arm and be like, now what? See what it says now? Yeah, it says life. And she would like sway my arm back and forth. And yeah, it was adorable. Shortly after the life and death one, I play guitar. And I wanted to get a guitar cable. This one might be kind of hard to see. I'll have to like post a picture of it. I wanted a guitar cable to look like it was wrapping itself around my forearm. I wanted a guitar, but I didn't want it to be cartoony, and to have it look real, I would have to get it kind of big. So I thought I'll just get a guitar cable and have it go around my forearm. That'd be cool. Like, that's cool. I kind of regret not getting the guitar, because this one, like, people would always ask me questions about it because they didn't know what it was at first, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I play guitar. But in my mind, I feel like whenever I answered people, it would come off like super lame, like, oh, this? Oh yeah, I play guitar. Hey man, that's a cool tattoo. What is that thing? Like wrapped around? Is that like a, what is that? Oh, this? Oh, I play guitar. Hey man, cool tattoo. What is that there? Oh, this? Oh, I play guitar. Oh, you got a new tattoo? What is that? Oh, this? Oh, I play guitar. It's funny, about a year or two later, this guy that I worked with ruined the tattoo for me, because when we were talking about tattoos, I was like, oh yeah, it's a guitar cable, because I play guitar. And he was like, that's an auxiliary cord. And I was like, what? And he's like, it's an auxiliary cord. And I was like, no, it's a guitar cable, because I play guitar. And he's like, that's an auxiliary cord. And I was like, huh. No, it isn't. It's not. It's not an auxiliary cord. It's a guitar cable, because I play guitar. All right, tattoo 5. I skipped this one. This is a little ladybug. This is for my mom, and I guess kind of my dad. So my mom is a very spiritual person. When she finds a penny on the ground, she usually thinks it's like a loved one reaching out, like sending us a sign or whatever. And I love that for her. I think that's great. It helps her deal with certain situations, especially if she's missing that person and then a penny pops up. She's like, oh, stew? The ladybug one is really interesting. About a year or two after my dad died, my mom was laying in her bed. She was on her back. She was staring up at the ceiling, and it was dark. She couldn't see anything, but she could sense that there was something like moving around, like crawling around, like a little bug or whatever. And she said she reached over and turned on her lamp, and she saw a ladybug, this little lone ladybug just chilling up on the ceiling. And she said at the time she didn't think anything of it. She was just like, huh, what are you doing up there, buddy? Around that time, my mom's friend suggested that she go see a medium, a psychic, or whatever you want to call him. And so she went and saw this medium like a month or two later, and they recorded, or he recorded the conversation. I guess they do that if you want to have a recorded conversation. Mediums and psychics, I would say I'm like 95% certain aren't real. I don't believe in that stuff. But when she played the tape of what the psychic said about the ladybug, that was trippy. He basically said something like, you were having trouble sleeping recently, and like something woke you up, and when you saw it, you felt at ease, like you felt peace, and that was your husband. Now, being the skeptical, I was like, well, she probably like posted it on Facebook, like, oh, saw ladybug, whatever, I couldn't sleep, I saw ladybug, and like this guy researched her before he met her, but she said she didn't do it. And she didn't tell anybody else. I don't know who she would have told that would have told this guy who she never met before. Somehow this ladybug thing like stuck to me as well. And like on my dad's birthday, like November 3rd, or on or around my birthday, I'll always see a ladybug somewhere. Always ladybug land on my arm or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I don't know, if I'm anxious or depressed or I'm having like a really bad day, that's when I'll see ladybugs. And I know it's like those things where if you're looking out for them, you're gonna see them more often than not, but like whatever, it makes me feel good. So there you go, we got a little ladybug. So I always have a ladybug on me. Next up, we have this is gonna be a tough one. We have the Jaws tattoo. Not much to this one. I love Jaws. I think it is the best movie ever made. It's a perfect movie. You've got Roy Scheider, you've got Richard Dreyfuss, you've got Robert Shaw, you've got Murray Hamilton, you've got Lorraine Gary. I could go on. It's a perfect movie, all right? Also, I love sharks. They're great. So you got a perfect movie with a shark. Boom, Jaws. I love it. I don't know what else to say. I love it. It's a little crooked. The guy doing it, he did a good job. But afterward, I noticed little things. He did a good job. This one I kind of stole off the internet. I saw a tattoo that was very, very similar to this, but I wanted it to look like the Amity police like patch, like the police patch, the shape of it. And yeah, that's it. It's the best tattoo. I think it's my favorite tattoo. I love this one so much. And then a very close second place, like very close, so close that I'll often switch places with them. Back to the Future. I got the flux capacitor, the drawing that Doc Brown did when he slipped on the toilet and hit his head, and he came up with the idea for time travel. Well, he didn't come up with the idea for time travel. He came up with the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible. Perfect movie. It is a perfect movie. It's a cozy movie. Both movies are what I call cozy movies, where they're just a cozy time, and I kind of want to watch them right now. I want to stop recording and I just want to go watch all the Jawses, all the Back to the Futures, even Jaws the Revenge, which a lot of people hate, but you know what? I love all my sons. I love Jaws the Revenge. So what if the shark roars? So what? Next up, we have the butterfly. Cute little guy. The butterfly I got that after I got out of a mental institution. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on YouTube, so I'll just say there was a time when I didn't want to. I didn't want to. So I didn't want to. And when I got out of the institution, I saw a psychiatrist, and when we were talking, I told him something. I said, I play guitar. No, I didn't say that. I said, I'm a sad boy, and I explained just a lot of things to him, and he said, what you are saying reminds me of this Chinese philosopher. His name is, I believe it's Chengzu? There's like 5 different ways that you can pronounce his name. Zhangzi, Zhangzu, Chengzu, Chengse. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Anyway, he was a Chinese philosopher. He basically, he kind of had this idea. He said that he was dreaming one time that he was a butterfly and he's, chilling out. He's flying around and having a good time, and it feels so real, and he's having the time of his life. And then he wakes up from his nap and he's like, wait a minute, am I man dreaming that I'm butterfly, or butterfly dreaming that I'm man? You could go down a rabbit hole with this one. But yeah, I really liked that idea. Maybe this isn't me. Maybe I'm not the guy. Maybe I'm this little guy. And I think that I'm this guy. And maybe that's why I went to a mental institution in the first place. And so this is kind of like what's that movie, Inception, where they have the little, I think it's called a totem, where it's like a little chess piece, and it's super like specific to like how it's like weighted, and only like if Leonardo DiCaprio spins his and it like keeps spinning, he knows that he's in reality. But if it falls over, he knows he's dreaming, or he's in an Inception land. He's in someone else's brain. Anyway, this is kind of my totem, where if I ever see that this butterfly isn't here, I know I'm and I'll probably the nearest bridge. Anyway, the number 4. That's it. It's just the number 4. It was my dad's lucky number. That's it. I took a 4 that he drew like on a birthday card or something, and I had them do the tattoo artist do the outline of it. So it's just a 4. Hasn't brought me much luck, but I'm young. While we're talking Stu, I got his signature as well. He had very, very, very nice handwriting, so it almost looks like just a typed font. But yeah, that was his signature. Tattoo number 17. I don't know. This little guy. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he does, but he's doing it. This one is a little tribute to my best friend Michael. It's a Beatles book that has the illustrated lyrics. So it's every single Beatles song, and they had artists do like their renditions of the songs. And my buddy Michael got me this book. And right when I got the book, I opened it up and it went directly to this page that I'm having a hard time finding now. There it is. Okay, it's for my favorite Beatles song, which is Blackbird. And that's the picture. It's just a little guy flying. And he's got like a bird face, and it's really crazy because he's got a red eye. And when I got this tattoo is well over 10 years old now. And when I got it, he did the tiny little red eye, and it's still red somehow. And if you have any tattoos, especially if you have small tattoos, you know that like these things, they fade, they blend together and stuff. So I'm surprised he looks so good, especially with the line being so thin. But yeah, he got me this book, and I was like, I love you, Michael, and I love that you thought of me and you got me this, and I'm gonna go get this. I think I actually said that right when I opened it. I was like, I'm gonna get this tattooed now. No, I waited a couple of weeks, but yeah, I love this. I always think of Michael when I see that tattoo. Next up, we have I don't know what you call this, but I drew most of this, and I had the tattoo artist kind of do the rest. Basically, back when I was Butterfly Sad Boy, I had this recurring dream where I guess I was like an owl or some kind of animal, like in a forest just at night, and like it was just a gorgeous like vibe, and I loved it. I don't know why I would have that dream a lot, but I did. And I think it's like a bonsai tree. Is that what it's called? But yeah, I was just like chilling on my little perch, and I got to see the moon, and it was like very, like all the colors were like very blue. This is like my favorite tone of blue. I think it's called cerulean. You can't really tell, but there's the little owl perch there. I drew it as best I could, but the tattoo artist was like, yeah, we'll add some filler stuff. So he drew mountains, and then he made this like river going up it, but then there's like grass on either side, or it's water. I don't know what happened. It kind of fell apart at the bottom there, but it's just, I love this tattoo. It's so pretty. I've had it since I think like 2007. And another one that it looks fantastic. Like the color is just very bright. It looks like I got these two around the same time, even though this one I got like 2 years ago. Fun fact about this one, I spent about a year hiding this from my dad. After I got my auxiliary cord tattoo, my dad said if I got any more tattoos, I would have to pay rent. And being only like 21, 22, I was like, I'm not doing that until I'm like, 26 or something. So I decided to get a tattoo anyway and hide it by wearing long sleeve shirts. At the time, my dad had this job where he could come home at any time, and I was in school and I was working part-time, so I would be at home a lot of the time. And so I didn't know when he was gonna be coming home, so I'd always have a long sleeve shirt with me, so if I heard the door open, I would quickly throw it on and button it up and, oh yeah, what's up? Yeah, I know it's 85 degrees, but I like this long sleeve shirt. He and I were so much alike in that we're both incredibly stubborn. So it was a battle to the very end, and I fought it. I fought it hard. There was a time I was changing my oil in our driveway, and he pulled up, and I rolled under my Jeep, ran inside, got a long sleeve shirt, and came out with it, and he was just like, oh, you always put on a long sleeve shirt when you're changing your oil? And I was like, yeah, it's comfortable. Like, we both knew I had a tattoo, but I was just gonna hold off until I died. Unfortunately, the way that it ended was I injured my elbow. I have a bad elbow, and I injured it one too many times, and I had to have surgery on it. And I had to have this like splint thing on before the surgery, and we go to the doctor's appointment, and my mom and dad are there, and I was like, hey, you don't have to go inside with me. And my dad was like, yeah, we want to support you. And I was like, no, you guys can wait out. And he's like, no, we're gonna go in there with you. What if we have questions? And I was like, okay, cool. Sit inside, be present with me. I appreciate the support. So yeah, the doctor comes in, and I'm like, hey, before we do this, I got a tattoo. And my dad was like, yeah, I f***ing knew it. And I was like, well, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bad son, and I shouldn't have disobeyed you. I'm hurt. My elbow hurts. I'm surgery. And then the doctor was like, what is that? What's that tattoo there? And I was like, oh, this? Oh yeah, I play guitar. And then finally, this one. This is going to be kind of hard to show. I think I'm going to have to zoom in on this one. This is a tattoo that my mom drew for me. She didn't know she was designing a tattoo until after I got it. I didn't want her to feel the pressure of it. So, yeah, this is all her. She drew this for me. And it's great. I love it so much. It's a bowl of chili. So my all-time favorite food all time is my mom's chili, and when I tell her about it, how good it is, she downplays it, but it's the best chili in the world. And even though she buys everything from the store, it's already pre-made, and all I do is just throw it in the pot. There's something else in there. All right, Vicky, you're putting love in there, and there's a lot of it, dude. It's so good. Like I want some so bad right now. And that's why I got the tattoo, is because I could always have a little bowl of chili. Think about it. It's kind of like, the wall in Willy Wonka, the old one with Gene Wilder, where they lick the... I don't want to do it. Where they lick the wall and they're like, the snozberries. It's kind of... I wish it was like that, because I'd be munching on my arm all the time. Anyway, the way that it went down, I screenshot our conversation. I said, I have a very odd request of you. She said, what do you need, honey? I want you to draw a bowl of your chili. Onions, Fritos, cheese, chili, the bowl. I don't understand. Draw it on a piece of paper? Like with a pen and pencil and paper, yes. How does one draw a bowl of chili? LOL. And then she did it. She went and got some colored pencils and she drew me a bowl of her chili. And then she said, looks like dog food. And then I said, no, it's good. And she said, oh, you're just being a nice son. It does a little bit. It looks a little like dog food. But that's part of... So does chili. Chili looks like dog food. So, whatever. What's really funny is when I took this to the tattoo artist, he told me it was one of the hardest tattoos that he's ever done. He had a hard time translating that drawing into a tattoo. Like, he was like, well... if I outline the Fritos, it's gonna look kind of weird, and like the cheese, like I can't really, it doesn't have like a distinct shape. And then the way she shaded the bowl, like it's not fully colored in. And then if you want me to capture the drawing, like I'm gonna have to color outside the lines a little bit. And I was like, do it exactly as close as you can. So with the tattoo, he took the blue and he slightly went out of the lines. So it almost looks like someone messed up on the tattoo, but it's perfect. He did it exactly how the drawing is. And for this, I applaud you, sir, even though you messed this one up. So there you have it. That's all the tattoos I have for now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tattoos. I think I'm done for a while. I had 2 music notes on my index fingers. I don't know if I can see them right now. I can see them when I'm cold or in the right lighting. But yeah, I had 2 music notes that I got on my fingers, and those I got at the same time as the Method Man tattoo. He freehanded it. So one of them was way higher than the other, and the other one was like really small. They looked awful. You can even tell with the scars that one is way lower than the other one. But yeah, anyway, I got it removed because I didn't want them. I don't know why I got these. I was sitting in the chair and I was like, hey man, while we're here, why don't we do this? Like, I didn't think about it before at all. Like, I didn't think about it on the way over. It popped in my head and I was like, yeah, I want some music notes on my fingers right now. I think that way, if people didn't see my guitar cable, they would see these and be like, oh, what are those? And I'd be like, oh, these? Yeah, I like music. So, I like music. If this is my last video, Happy New Year. Please be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get any tattoos without thinking them through first. Don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs. Or if you do, All right, thanks again for watching, and I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. I think it'll probably be in 2023. So Happy New Year. I love you, bye.